This is CBB Today, and we are recording on November 18th following the Champions Classic, and we have a lot to unpack. I was going to record this tomorrow, but I figured this couldn't wait, and I want to get this out first thing in the morning, so yeah, we'll get right into it. We previewed the Michigan State-Kentucky game. I mentioned in my Big Ten conference predictions that I am not high on Michigan State. I was high on Kentucky. I had them finishing second in the SEC. So this is I was not expecting this at all. I was expecting Kentucky. I mean, the spread was 4.5 going into it. Kentucky, yes, they were without a couple key players. Kennington's, he'll be a big addition once he's back. But Michigan State has proved me wrong. Jackson Kohler is so improved. His game is expanded. Fears 13 assists. It's a Champions Classic record. Michigan State is, they've proved me wrong so far. I had them finishing 6th or 7th or maybe 8th in the Big Ten. I want to move them up to 3rd, just behind Illinois and Purdue after seeing what they did tonight. I mean, Jackson Kohler, 20 points on 8 for 12 shooting. Jeremy Fears, he only had 8 points. He only shot it 3 times. 13 assists and 6 rebounds to go with it. I mean, Carson Cooper, only 2 points. He had 6 rebounds. It was a all-around effort. You get Kurtang having 15 off the bench. That's big for them. I mentioned, what you're going to get out of Kohler, Carr, Cooper, and Fears. Who's going to step up for them? Trey Fort, 13 points. Kurtang, 15. That's the guys that are stepping up. Yes, are they always going to shoot this well from 3? No. They shot 50% from 3, 11 for 22. That's not always going to happen. They were terrible going into it. Look, if they can even shoot 33% from 3, they're dangerous. And now Kentucky, Oweh's still struggling. He struggled against Louisville. He shot 4 for 12 tonight. I think he's too good to keep playing this poorly. I think he'll be fine, and I think Kentucky will be fine. Like I said, it's a $22 million roster for a reason. They have the talent. They're loaded. I think that it'll just take a little bit of time, and I think come SEC play, gun to my head, if I had to redo my conference predictions, do I still have them second in the SEC? Probably not. But they've lost to Louisville and Michigan State. It's not like, it's not like they lost to San Jose State last week. I think they'll be all right. So that's that with that game. Big win for Michigan State. That's a big win on their resume come Selection Sunday. They look good. They looked good, and I think they're proving me wrong. I think they're proving me wrong. I hate being wrong, but hand up, I think I'm wrong on that one. So now we will move to Duke, Kansas, which actually just ended. Duke got the 78-66 win. They covered the 10.5 point spread. Cam Boozer had 18 and 10. You know what you're getting out of him. They got 16 from Isaiah Evans, who has been great to start the year. Caleb Foster had 7 points. Dame Sarr had 6. Patrick Ngagba had 13 on 4 for 4 shooting. So, kind of like an all-around effort. Cam Boozer definitely got his shots up, 7 for 17. But this Duke team is pretty scary, to say the least. The only thing that worries me is their depth. I think John Shire will get it figured out. As the season goes on, I'm not too worried about it. They're ranked 5th right now. I had them 6th in my rankings just because of the teams ahead of them. I have Purdue, UConn, Arizona, Houston, and Louisville. I can't justify putting Duke ahead of any of those teams. Even this win against Kansas, it's Kansas is a storied program. They're ranked in the top 25 barely. They don't have Darren Peterson. That is, he makes their team go. And if he's not playing, Trey White, I think he had 18. He had 22 on 7 for 13. If he can do that once Peterson's back, be that, second scoring option on the perimeter, that'll be great for Kansas. There is a reason I picked them so low in the Big 12. I'm just not a fan of this team. I am a fan of Darren Peterson. I like Flory Badunga. I just need to see it from more people, and it's simple as that. So, nothing much. This game kind of went as people expected once Peterson was ruled out. Kansas clawed back a bit, but, nothing crazy. So, and now probably the most interesting game of the night, Arkansas against Winthrop. This game was insane. Insane. The last 5 minutes of the game took 30 minutes. Very controversial play towards the end with a double technical. I said on Twitter, let me know what you guys think. I think Arkansas got away with one there, quite frankly. I don't know. It's funny, March Madness posted earlier that this is the longest into a season that an unranked team hasn't beat a ranked team. They posted that right before the Arkansas game. Winthrop goes to Fayetteville as 23.5-point underdogs, and then they're up 5 points with a minute left, or a minute 30. Arkansas, they survived. A little worrisome for sure. Malik Thomas played great off the bench, 26 points. We know he's great. Darius Akoff, he's great. I don't know. I don't even know what the word. I guess I feel bad. I just feel bad for DJ Wagner. He's been so loyal to Calipari. Was once the number one player in his high school class, and he's just he's still starting for them. Who knows how long that's gonna last? He only played 18 minutes, but it's you look at this roster. Trayvon Brazile, who's a vet, he played great. 14 points, 5 for 6 from the field. You got Darius Akoff, Carter Knox, DJ Wagner, Nick Pringle, Billy Richmond, and it's all 5 stars, right? It's Calipari's bread and butter, and winning by 1 at home against Winthrop, it's scary. It's a little worrisome, but I just named all the talent they have. It's it's very similar to last season where they peaked at the right time in March and they ended up upsetting St. John's in the tournament. I'd find it hard to believe that this team doesn't figure it out and doesn't peak at the right time come, February in conference play in the thick of a race. So, yeah, it's worrisome right now. Am I worried? No. Are some Arkansas fans worried? Probably. But I wouldn't worry too much about the Razorbacks. And yeah, Winthrop, great effort by them. Some would say they probably should have won that game and maybe they got robbed. I'm going to stay out of that argument, but that was a great ending to a game. I wish Winthrop got a better last possession, but it is what it is. That kind of happens in college hoops, a little bit of chaos towards the end, but that's that. And then last game I want to talk about from tonight, I feel like America's team, UT Martin, they played at Florida State. They were only down 3 at halftime, 43-40, but then Florida State kind of pulled away in the second half. They ended up winning 87-73. You might be asking, why am I talking about this game? UT Martin is America's team. That is the best way to put it. Their coach, Jeremy Schulman, is a beast. They have 12 players from overseas. It's the most interesting team in America. Shout out Ryan Hammer. He kind of put me on to them after their win against UNLV. And then, I was tuned into them. They beat Bradley the other day. If we can get 2 teams from that conference in the tournament, if UT Martin is good at, they got to cut down the turnovers, right? 26 turnovers tonight, you're never going to win at an ACC school. It's just not going to happen. But if they can cut down on the turnovers, there might be something brewing there, right? It's you see it sometimes with, UC Santa Barbara last year, where it's people are talking about them being an at-large team. I think it's going to be kind of the same with UT Martin this year. I think people are going to talk about them in the at-large conversation if they don't get the automatic qualifier in their conference. So they're a team to keep an eye on. If you like mid-major hoops and you kind of want to bandwagon a team this year, UT Martin is the team. They're fun. They're cool. The coach is a beast. They're fun. And shout out Florida State. I talked about them a lot the other day after they barely lost to Florida. Robert McCray is a stud. Keep an eye on him. My 2 sleepers in the ACC. We got Drew Karras on Wake Forest and Robert McCray on Florida State. Two absolute ballers. So, yeah, keep an eye on those guys. They're fun. They put the ball in the basket. They're playmakers. So, yeah, and then that's it for the games tonight. We have 2 games Wednesday. I think I'm going to be dropping this tomorrow morning. So, at night, these games will be happening. It's Arizona at UConn. That game's going to be played at Gamble, so it's their smaller arena on campus, not the XL Center in Hartford. And then you have Illinois-Bama, which is going to be at the United Center. So I said that the Arizona-UCLA game was a de facto home game for UCLA. I'm going to call this a de facto home game for Illinois. It is Illinois, I think, is favored by 3.5 points, so I don't know. I feel like if that game was in Champaign, they'd be favored by more like 5.5, 6. I could be definitely wrong. But yeah, that game will be so fun. Illinois is one of my wagons. I love them this year. I love Boswell, Stojakovic, Mirkovic, Avicic. Yeah. But yeah, Underwood has a squad there, and then obviously I love Bama. Like, who, if you're not like a fan of a rival team of Bama's, how can you not love watching them? It's like Philon, Holloway, Wrightsell, Bethea's not even playing yet. Taylor Bowen looks like their X factor. You know, if he plays well, if he can play well down low, he can stretch the floor too. So they're gonna need some good minutes out of him tomorrow. And then yeah, Arizona UConn. It will be Arizona's currently ranked 4th, UConn's 3. It's not gonna happen because Purdue's so good. But the winner of this game, in theory, should be ranked 1 next week. That's just what it should be. Because UConn would have wins over BYU and Arizona. Arizona would have wins over Florida, UCLA, and then at UConn, which is one of the tougher places to play in the country. So, again, it won't happen. They'll probably move up to 2. But you never know. UConn's favored by 4.5. I like UConn in that game. I don't know about the spread, but I just think UConn pulls it out. I kind of think they'll get out to an early lead. Arizona will claw back a bit, hang in there, and then UConn will just come away with the win. Too much experience. I talked about Arizona a bit. Love Koa Pete. Love Jane Bradley. I think Jane Bradley is awesome. Like, probably the second best closer in the sport behind Mr. Smith on Purdue. You just gotta see, like, Anthony Del Orso scored 20 against UCLA the other day. It's probably not going to happen again in back-to-back games. They have a 5-star freshman in their backcourt, Braden Burries, who has been basically a net negative for them. I love his game. I love watching him. He's going to be a stud. He just needs to let the game come to him, right? He's kind of pressing right now. He's forcing up some shots. He's just got to get out of his slump. And then him and Bradley next to each other in that backcourt will be lethal, right? Burries can shoot it. He can drive. He's a 3-level scorer. And then Krivas and Awaka down low. Krivas has looked very good. He only played 8 games last year. After his freshman season, people were talking about him being a first-rounder. Like, he has that kind of talent. He wasn't playing for a while because of his foot injury. They need a big game from him tomorrow, and they need Tobe Awaka against Terrace Reed is going to be so, they're bruisers. They'll probably both get in foul trouble. Yeah, that game will be a lot of fun, so I'm definitely excited for those 2 games. And then Thursday is the start of Feast Week, which, besides March Madness, is the best time in college basketball season. Without a doubt, in my opinion, it is the best. Maui, I saw Mark Titus was saying it's not as good as it once was. I agree with that. It's still the Maui Invitational. You get Atlantis. Baja Mar is what starts Thursday. You get Purdue and Texas Tech are playing in that. And then Players Era, which starts Monday, is like the most stacked midseason tournament I've ever seen. Like, it's insane. Tennessee is playing in it. Michigan, Kansas, San Diego State, Syracuse. There's other top teams in it. Oregon's playing in it. It's insane. Like that, the field is stacked. It's gonna be so fun. But yeah, that's something to look forward to. And then yeah, my top 10 is still the same. I dropped it yesterday, so I'm not gonna have another one probably until either I'll probably drop one Saturday before the thick of Feast Week, and then following Feast Week I'll drop another one. Again, it's fluid. I drop multiple a week just to update it a lot and give people something to look at, but it's fluid. So yeah, that'll wrap it up for tonight. I'm glad I was able to get that all in. Yeah, it was fun. The Champions Classic was as good as it's been in years past. No. Is it still four of the best programs in college basketball? Yes. So anytime you can watch Michigan State against Kentucky and Duke against Kansas, you're going to tune in. And then we got a little treat with the Arkansas-Winthrop game. I don't think anyone, besides fans of the two teams, I don't think anyone going into tonight were like, oh, I'm so excited to watch Arkansas versus Winthrop. And then you have a lot of people tuned into the final 2 minutes of that game, including myself. So, yeah. That'll wrap it up for today. And see you on Sunday. Peace.